Hey, good evening. It's Monday, so let's mint mask. I know you're probably expecting that I'm going to give a Father's Day mint mask message. Well, you would be wrong. That's too easy, too low hanging of fruit. No, tonight I'm going to risk. I'm going to wade into the deep waters and take a huge risk. And I would like to give tonight the first of my ever social commentaries. Tonight I want to share my thoughts and social commentary on the topic of public cell phone use. I got to tell you, I love cell phones. I love my cell phone, and I use my cell phone in public. We all do. But there's some common courtesies that I would like to remind all of us, beginning with myself. The first one is this, is that when you're on a Bluetooth or maybe you have earbuds and you're on the phone and you're talking, you're not alone. Now, you may feel like you're alone, and some of the topics I've heard discussed, you really wish you were alone because I wish you were alone. But when you have a Bluetooth in or you have earbuds in and you're holding a conversation, ladies and gentlemen, you're not alone. The rest of us get to hear that, and we don't always want to hear that. Secondly, and worse than the first, is this, is if you're having a conversation in public and you have the speaker on and you're holding the phone up to your mouth, nobody wants to hear that. I have heard some of the most incredible conversations and colorful language of people who think they're having a private conversation while they're broadcasting it all over Starbucks. Listen, we don't want to hear it. At least put an earbud in and I only have to listen to half of the conversation. So when you're having a conversation in public, just remember, you're not alone if you're wearing an earbud or a Bluetooth or if you're holding that speaker up. Listen, keep your voice down and keep that conversation to yourself, because if you want me to make commentary on your cell phone call, just ask me. If you want me to join the conversation, just ask me. But if you don't want my thoughts, and if you don't want my opinion, and if you don't want me listening in, then keep it a little more quiet and to yourself. What do you say? Now, since I'm already out here in the deep water, and half of you have probably already turned me off because I'm just so radical in these thoughts, I'm just so right-wing in these thoughts. Well, let me go one step further. Let's take the cell phone. Let's stay with the original idea, but let's take it to the movie theater, shall we? Now listen, the M&M candies do a really good job of making a really cute video reminding us all to silence our cell phones. Now, let me say this. If it's at all possible when you go to the movie, how about you take a little bit of a digital holiday? And if at all possible, leave that phone in the car. Take about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to yourself and just leave it in the car. Now, the first time you do it, I admit, it's a little stressful. Our minds go down to the worst place. What happens if someone we love is in a terrible car accident or something like that? I get it. I wrestle with it too. But you know what? Yeah, the odds of that are real small, and an hour and a half is not a long time. And just remember, it wasn't that long ago for those of us that are over the age of, say, 30. When we weren't home, we didn't get those phone calls anyway. So if you can, just leave it in the car. But if you can't leave it in the car, how about this? Let's put it on vibrate. That little switch on the side? You can turn that, and when it rings, it'll just vibrate. And I know you're saying, Jimmy, but I'm afraid I'll miss that phone call. Just put that phone in your pocket, and it'll vibrate in your pocket and you'll feel it. Or you can stick it under the side of your thigh, because I promise you, when that thing vibrates, you will feel it, and then you can step outside and you can take that call. But let me also say this, is if you're not going to turn your phone off and you're not going to leave your phone in the car, can I ask a favor? Can you please not have an absolutely terribly annoying cell phone ring? Oh, they're terrible. And then they're the loudest thing you've ever heard. If you're in the movie and you won't leave it in the car and you won't turn it off, when that thing rings the first time, would you please just answer it? Don't ignore it like it's not ringing. We all know that it is ringing, and you know that it's ringing. And you know what? You're going, oh, I'll be embarrassed to answer it. And you know what? If I just let it go, no one will know it's mine. We know it's yours. And secondly, you think, you know what? If I just let it go, they won't call me back. You know what? They will call you back. So if your cell phone rings in the movie, just eat your shame. Answer that phone and then turn it off. Hey, guys and gals, cell phones are wonderful technology, and I would never want to say that we shouldn't use the beauty of technology, but let's all be a little more polite about it, shall we? Just remember, we don't live in a bubble. We all live together. And so let's live together a little better with our cell phone etiquette. What do you say? Hey, listen, let me thank you for your most precious gift to me, your time. I pray that you have a great week, and I pray that, Lord willing, we'll see each other again next week if I haven't ran you off with this very hot sports opinion for Mint Mask with a message.